Good morning, boys and girls. It's Monday morning, and that means Story with Miss Andrea, and I'm in my office getting ready to read you a story. It's November. New things we're going to talk about. One thing that's the same is we're still going to talk about fall. So be sure you look outside and see all the changes that are happening outside right now, especially the moon. The moon is a square? What shape is the moon when you look up into the sky at night? Also, we're going to talk about our families. Our families are very important to each one of us. And we need time to be thankful for our families. So this day, I'm going to read you guys, most of you guys already know this story. Stone soup. Soup from a stone. Imagine that. One of our school's favorite stories, retold by Harriet Frost and illustrated by Susan Gander. Okay, are you ready? Get comfortable. It's kind of a long story. There once was a comfortable little village nestled in the mountains. The people who lived there had more than enough to keep themselves content. One day, two travelers came along. Their coats were tattered and torn. Their hats were torn. Their shoes were dirty and had holes in their soles. Hungry and tired, one traveler said to the other, "Surely someone here can spare a bit of food." They knocked on a door, opened a crack, and a woman said, "What do you want?" "Please," said one of the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The woman squinted her eyes and said, "No." Quickly slammed the door. The travelers walked a little further down the road and knocked on another door. A young boy opened the door. He had chocolate brown eyes. "Good day," he said. "What do you want?" "Please," said the travelers, "we are hungry. Do you care? Will you share? Do you have any food?" The little boy replied, "There's no food here," and he closed the door. The travelers wandered wearily through the village, knocking on every door. But everywhere they went, they heard, "I don't care, I won't share." The travelers sat beside the well to rest. One of the travelers sighed and hugged his hungry belly and said, "If there is really no food in this elegant village, then the people who live here are in greater need than we are. We should make our magical soup." The two travelers climbed up to the edge of the well and they shouted, "We are master cooks. If anyone in the town has a big black pot, we will make the most delicious soup ever tasted." A door slowly opened. A round man emerged carrying a gigantic black pot. "I love to eat," he said. "Here's a pot. Let's see what you two master cooks can do with it." "Watch and see," said one traveler with glee. The travelers filled the pot with cold water and built a fire. Soon the flames licked the sides of that big pot and billowed with steam. The steam rose up into the air. Curious people began to gather. "What is happening?" the town people said to each other. "What's happening?" "We are making an unusual soup," said one of the travelers. "It requires one magical ingredient. I am certain we can find it in this town." All the eyes in the crowd watched as one of the travelers reached down and picked up an ordinary stone. He plopped it in the soup. "We're making" what kind of soup, boys and girls? "Stone soup. It will be nutritious and delicious and incredibly edible, but it would taste better with a carrot." "Where would we find a carrot in this town?" the other traveler asked. "We have knocked on every door, and everywhere we heard," can you guys say it with me? "I don't care, I won't share, there is no food." "Then perhaps we cannot make this delicious soup after all," they announced with sad shrugs of their shoulders and began to turn away. A child timidly raised her hand. "Wait, I might have a small carrot." "Excellent," said one of the travelers. "Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. We are making stone soup. The magical soup will taste even better if we have a potato." "Wonderful," said a voice. "I have a potato." "Wonderful," said the travelers. "Bring what you've got and put it in the pot. We're making" what kind of soup? "Stone soup. It would taste better if we had a few more ingredients," said the traveler. "I wonder what they're going to put in next." "Perhaps," said one of the villagers, "I could bring a green bean." "Well," said another, "if you bring a green bean, I will bring a kernel of corn." "I will not be outdone," said another one. "I will bring egg noodle." One by one the voices announced, "I will bring a slice of celery. I will bring a pinch of pepper. I can bring a sprig of parsley, and I can bring a turnip." "Well, what are we waiting for?" said the travelers. "Bring what you've got and put it in the pot. We're making stone soup." Everyone in town ran home to bring one small thing that they could put in the pot. Food flew through the air and landed with splashes into the growing soup. Soon that huge pot was full of simmering vegetables and smelled wonderful. The smell was so tempting, people brought out bowls and spoons and chairs and tables. There's plenty. Oh, and they placed heavy loaves of bread and chunks of cheese and bowls of fruit on the table. Everyone came to taste the soup and marveled at the flavor. "It's amazing," said one woman. "These two travelers are made such delicious soup out of a stone. And a magical Out of a stone, said the travelers with a grin. And the magical ingredients was, do you boys and girls remember? It was sharing. As the travelers left that tiny town, they said, if anyone ever wants to make this soup again, just remember the recipe. Bring what you've got, put it in the pot. Every bit counts, from the largest to the least. Together we can celebrate a stone soup feast. The end. I love that book because it's a lot about sharing and caring for others who may be less fortunate than us. So if you guys look at the library, I put new books up on the library shelf sitting right here in the library with me. So have a look. There's some books about giving thanks. There's some books about family. Just click on the book, click on the link, and open it up to hear a new story for the month of November. All right. Bye, boys and girls. See you later.